I am currently packing to go away with my family for a few days, just on a little mini road trip. I am graduating in 4 days, and obviously graduation is such a massive milestone in people's lives that I think when we look at it on social media, we think it's this fun celebration, it's super novel, it's a huge achievement, right? However, no one really talks about like the period after graduation and what happens when you're done studying and when you're in that transition of being a young person with relatively low responsibility and not much pressure to figure out what kind of life you want to live. I feel like when you're studying, there is still so much freedom to explore, and no one's really asking you where you're going to work, what are your plans for the next 5 years. You're just a student and people respect that. But I think there is a little bit of a period afterwards where people are like, so what now? And I really wanted to take a few days to just really reflect on this period. My graduation is technically in 4 days, but I've actually been out of university for like 7 months. So I've actually had 7 months in between finishing study and my actual graduation, which I think has been really nice because it's given me time to think about what's next. I feel like I've gone through the growing pains of feeling lost, feeling excited, feeling confused, feeling overwhelmed, comparing myself to other people's journeys. And I feel like I finally landed at a place where I'm just accepting the present moment and I feel ready for whatever my path holds, and I'm not putting too much control on that. But I still wanted to make a little bit of a video and just reflect and talk about my feelings in this time, and also leave space to actually celebrate what an achievement it is as a young person to go through growing up and accomplishing something as huge as graduating. No one really asks you if you want to go to school. With the university you have a bit more choice, but I think there is a natural progression that you end up studying something of some kind, or getting some work experience or doing something to further your life and your career, and you're just sort of thrown into it. It's a huge achievement to get through that period and hold your hands up and say, I did it. So let's go away together and just reflect on this next period and prepare for my big graduation ceremony.
When we were kids, we had all of these big dreams and endless imagination. We put no limits on the life we wanted because we didn't see all of the reasons why we shouldn't do something. We only saw the possible. As we grow up, we start to face things like insecurities, judgment, and pessimism, and begin placing limitations on what we're capable of. We go to school and are constantly told to be realistic, get a job that pays well, don't waste time, and focus on your future. It's so hard as a teenager to focus on your future when you have no idea what you want or what lies ahead. Then you go to uni. Uni for me was full of ups and downs. I absolutely loved the sense of freedom, flexibility, and the room to explore that university life brings compared to high school. You meet so many new kinds of people and you're responsible for a lot of the choices you make in this time, which is a nice and liberating change. But there are challenges as well. There is doubt and worry. Doubt that what you're studying might not be the right thing for you. Worry that you might not find a job, or if you do find a job, will you like it? Eventually, it comes to the point where you're ready to graduate, and it's so exciting and rewarding to make it to the finish line until you realize, is it the finish line? What actually happens now? I felt really lost after I finished classes. I had all of this spare time and so much ambition, but no idea what to do with it. It's actually a huge reason as to why I started my YouTube channel. I felt like I had all of this pent-up creativity and this willingness to work hard, but I didn't know where to put it anymore. Now that I'm not studying and I'm expected to be an adult, how can I still have fun and be a kid? For me, creating things has always been where I found joy. I used to spend countless hours playing imaginary games and creating stories with my Barbies from morning to night. YouTube has allowed me to keep creating and find the fun in the mundane. Which brings me to my next point. How can I still be fulfilled and find purpose when I'm no longer being told what's next? At first, I was really scared of this question. I've always been told what to do, so what now? Who am I supposed to be and how am I supposed to live my life? Well, after being out of uni for a while, starting things like tennis, then dropping things like tennis, trying to take up watercoloring and getting a little bored, starting to read books and falling in love with it, a lot of time spent thinking and contemplating my next steps, I've realized I have no idea what I'm doing. But what I do know is that I feel like I get a lot closer to what's meant for me by just taking a step. It doesn't need to be the right step, but it's a step. I know that even if it's a step in the wrong direction, it'll be okay because I'll turn around and take another step, more likely to be in the right direction. I think that's what this time in our 20s is all about, taking steps and finding out. I heard a quote once that said, "Nothing will ruin your 20s more than thinking you should have your life together already." Your 20s are for being a little selfish with your time and taking the slow journey to finding your true purpose. No matter if I end up where I originally planned or not, I know that if I just keep taking one step in front of another and remember to smell the roses once in a while, everything will be okay. And you will too. So, if you're feeling the same as me, I guess the whole point of this video is to say, it's okay to embrace the unknown. In fact, that's the best way you can possibly live out this time in your life. Say yes to change and be okay with not having it all together. Be proud of the journey you're about to go on because you're strong enough to make it through the other side and be the amazing person you were always meant to be.